Here is how caring about others repaired me. Forget stoic solitude. Real grit comes from opening your hands, not clenching them. From the day my bike slammed into the pickup, and my body stopped working the way it had, I was being set up to discover a truth that sounds like something that you might see on a sentimental Hallmark card: caring for others isn't a soft add-on to recovery, it's the engine. I'm Al, a motorcycle crash survivor living with hemiplegia. In this section of Goals Build Hope, I pull back the curtain on how giving care rewired my life, fired up my goals, and kept my spirit both courageous and downright mischievous. I'll be blunt, surviving a crash taught me that pity is paper-thin and purposeless, while purposeful care is iron. When you offer help, a listening ear, a joke to cut the fear, a steadying hand during a transfer, you're not just doing someone a favor. You're staking a claim on your own future. You're saying, I am still useful. I still matter. And that declaration becomes a scaffold for every other goal you dare set. Picture this: I'm in rehab, half my body asleep. My future is uncertain. One day, a new patient arrives, terrified of losing himself. I could have retreated into my own fears. Instead, I showed him how to accept his inability to play his favorite card game the way he had opened his mind to adapting, so he could keep playing with his buddies. Watching him smile genuinely, unforced, unplugged a room of dread. For him, that smile was fuel. For me, it was a powerful reminder that the crash hadn't wrecked my worth, it had simply found a new form. The goals I have now may be different from those I had, but they are every bit as meaningful and, because of my updated focus, they are more critical. Caring does two things at once. It steadies the person receiving care, giving them confidence, practical help, and a sense that the world still holds people who will show up. At the same time, it strengthens the giver, empathy becomes muscle, resilience becomes habit. When you help someone else reach a goal, you prove to yourself that you can reach your own goals. Let me give you concrete ways that being willing to take a helpful point of view moved my goals from maybe someday to today. 1. Goal: keep a courageous, fun-loving spirit. Tactic: make giving someone else joy your mission. I started visiting this nursing home I drove past on my way to and from a weekly Toastmasters meeting. Early on, I connected with Wayne. Later, I talk more about Wayne, so I'll just note here that helping Wayne strengthened me. 2. Goal: stay positive and present. Tactic: put positivity in motion. On bad days when fatigue or depression screams louder than hope, I don't pretend everything is cool. I share the real stuff: the anger, the fear, the depression. I was doing this one day when I happened to think of Wayne and all he's dealing with. How ridiculous of me to be moping around feeling bad about my own situation when I'm in the process of visiting someone who would love to trade his problems for mine. It's astonishing how quickly choosing to help someone else gives you instant perspective, thereby anchoring your own mood. 3. Goal: maintain independence and agency. Tactic: teach skills, adapt to the world. Volunteering at the YMCA, I worked with a kid learning to ride an adaptive trike. We spent afternoons adjusting the controls, swapping jokes, and inventing names for the bike's dials. Through that patient tinkering, I sharpened my problem-solving and adaptability. Helping him ride meant relearning balance, both physical and mental, for myself. The result: a feedback loop where helping others directly advanced my own goals. These aren't feel-good cliches. They're practical levers. When you adopt a helpful point of view, you create consistent behaviors that align with your goals: showing up, being reliable, celebrating small wins, and facing discomfort with curiosity. These behaviors become habits. Habits become identity. Identity becomes the kind of person who keeps chasing a courageous, fun-loving goal, no matter what. I'm not selling easy positivity. Caring for others can be exhausting, it can trigger grief and push against limits. But here's the radical bit: those edges are where growth actually happens. One night, I helped a woman whose 4 fingers on one hand had been cut off when they were pulled through a saw. This was about 40 years ago, and I don't remember what kind of saw it was. I only remember she lost all 4 fingers on one hand. At first I didn't see much I could do but empathize with another person forced to live life without one of her hands. In that moment, my pain didn't vanish. But it shifted context, it changed an internal ache to something shared. Being present rewired that pain into purpose. I gave her a cutting board that my dad made me. It had 2 raised edges forming a corner that could hold a slice of toast still while she buttered it. That made one small thing in her life better, and knowing I had helped her gave me a feeling of value. So how do you start if you're new to setting goals, especially goals to help others? Begin small. Offer one real thing each day. If you're in a recovery situation like I was, pull a chair closer, text someone with a joke, steady a shoulder when someone teeters. If you're in high school, offer someone a piece of paper, a pen, or a bottle of mouthwash. It'll come to you in the moment. Just set goals to help others. Helping others is addictive. Frame goals as service missions. Instead of, I need to get stronger, try, I'll learn one adaptation today that helps my neighbor. Service gives clarity and a measurable win. Embrace adaptive fun. Make your goals playful. Turn therapy or work into a contest to be better than you were. Turn limitations into creative constraints that you work to overcome. Celebrate reciprocity. Let people help you back. Caring isn't a one-way street. The most honest relationships I've built post-crash are the ones where help flows both directions. In the nursing home I spent time in after my stroke, the positivity between patients was like a contract that said, "We're in this together." That humanity between patients turned a potentially grim period into a time when I felt a bolder sense of possibility. That's the currency of caring. It buys back portions of your life you thought were gone. Or if you're closer to the beginning than the end, it shows the beauty that lies ahead, if you're ready to see it. If you're facing challenges right now, you don't need to flip your whole world to start this. Start by looking outward for one moment a day. Offer to do one helpful thing. Notice how it changes your posture, your tone of voice, and your appetite for another. Caring builds an ecosystem where hope thrives. Goals, when aligned with the impulse to help, don't just move you forward, they create a bridge you can walk across with someone by your side. This is my challenge to you, spoken from a body that learned to fight with half its limbs and an even bigger heart. Pick a goal that scares you, tell someone who won't let you ghost it, and promise to do one small, kind thing for someone today. Maybe it's making breakfast or another chore. Perhaps it's teaching a kid to whistle, or just sending a message that says, "I see you." That single act of care will ripple out and boomerang back. Just do it and see what happens. Plant the seed.